Get into
So,
it here.
so with this matchup coming up, right? We've got Mai versus JP.
Yeah.
This is a matchup we see a bit of in Japan, and I guess Asia in general. Like, both these characters are represented commonly. We've got people like Ryusei, Kakaru, everybody and their brother in Asia plays Mai. And so we see this at a high level. I think this matchup is my favored simply because of like how strong her fireball is, and more importantly, how strong her meaty fireball is when you're knocked down. It's maybe the best in the game, and we know JP struggles with that.
Yeah, it's going to be fascinating to see how this plays, because we kind of thought the same thing was going to happen on the side of Stealth versus Harms here, where E Honda would kind of be the bully against JP, but again, very different take, right, from trying to close the gap. We even thought that for Cusco, right, to be that aggressor with Camp, which is probably the closest archetype you're going to get with Mai, with the exception of, well, obviously Mai has a fireball.
Sure, right. And now look at that. She's got her drive gauge back, and suddenly things are a lot more potent. And we see it already starting. There's a huge pickup, going for the frame kill and backing up a little bit, maybe worried about the amnesia. I love the ODDP early on to set the tone, and now he gets to instill his will, and he baits out the amnesia. SQUALL in a bit of a slugfest there, takes that first round.
Jeez, very confident walk forward here, so Stealth's going to take advantage of that crouch forward of their own. Departure to back it up even.
And carrying that, he does actually get the cross up, and the ever important side switch there from SQUALL, already putting, oh, that crouching medium kick was so important, and even gets the counter hit there in the frame trap overhead, the conversion. Stealth is so ready. I'm really impressed with his game plan thus far throughout all of this top 8. Oh, the DP?
Yeah,
wasn't even
very
OD?
Good. Excellent timing. That was gapped right between the departure activation, too.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And this is how it starts. Looking to bait it out, and he's already on that next layer. Stealth with that delay jab, or excuse me, delay crouch medium punch, is able to get the conversion. Now we're tied up at 1 apiece. That was so sick. The awareness there, I could talk about that for 10 minutes. That was so smart from SQUALL. He's really good at the video game.
Kind of good, yeah. Fears trying to
a little bit
position here, but the crouch forward, see, there's that guessing game you play where you could try to back away, but the fear is that crouch forward catches the backdash.
Oh, he interrupts. He sniffed out that timing, able to put a kibosh on that OD departure setup, and now suddenly the drive gauge is going to shift. It'll be slight advantage for SQUALL, but most importantly, he has that huge screen positioning. It means he gets to instill his will in a big way. Oh no!
See here, I mean, this is the one character archetype that JP might have a challenge against. This great aggression, projectile to keep JP locked in, even with departure on the field. That means the teleport is down and out when we get the double bounce off those fans.
Okay, he's going for the level 2. He wants to try and mix him to death, and that is going to be it. The confidence in Stealth's gameplay. I'm really impressed in his like decision making when it comes to these moments of, essentially like kind of taking a turn back in like these tense defensive moments and not cashing out for like what could be a kill. There have been a couple of these moments where he's had full resources and he could probably do a full combo dash to get the kill, but he's so confident in his decision making in neutral that he's willing to set up more of these interactions and believes that he can get the job done. Oh, that, I thought he was gonna like pick that up again. That was about to be so sick. Look at this bully. He's trying to stuff him in a locker, Zero. He's dunking him in the toilet. He's putting him in the trash can. He's giving him a wedgie. SQUALL is just being an ass. Yeah.
You're out here doing mathematics and playing with cash money. Go out there and do some sports or something, man.
Go out there and do some sports.
Pick up an extracurricular, that nerd.
It's called Four Eyes, or it's called football 4 Eyes. It's called 4 Eyes. I screwed it up. Anyways,
we know you're not a bully.
All right, there it is, the side switch. Again, JP just gets to do what he wants when the level 2 is out. Okay, the back throw, that perfect parry, granting him the opportunity. You need to do it in this matchup. On both sides, frankly.
here. Nice, actually, that's huge. That is pretty big for SQUALL to get that drive parry to build up our gauge.
Yes. Oh, and the ODDP. He's done that like twice now. And I love that range jump it, and he let it go really deep. You know, just taking advantage of how slow crouching heavy punch is from JP. We all know that button's like cheap. It's super strong. It beats cross-ups, you know, whatever. But he was jumping from a range where he could take advantage of the frame data there.
But even bigger as well is the fact that we did that
Oh no,
drive parry just in the nick of time to allow for that ODDP to get that victory there. If we didn't do drive parry, we would have been burned out. Different story here. But now SQUALL about to be burned out in the first round of game number 3. Till drive parry.
look at the drive gauge, and he forces the burnout. That is fine for Stealth. Gets the trip guard punish counter, and another round on the board for him. This is just a slugfest between these two. Back and forth like a pendulum.
Okay, trade out. Use on the projectile. Departure out, but nice
what a
air-to-air
pickup.
to interrupt the glove to get that full distance. Woo!
Okay, not biting on the frame trap there, going for these stagger buttons, but Stealth believes in his defense. There, finally, something lands, the low conversion off of the lights. Now SQUALL pushing Stealth back to the wall here. Oh, no crosscut.
At the very least, though, you got out of the corner. You did have to pay the corner tax, though, to do it.
No level 2 or level 3. And no level 3 to force the burnout Stealth. This is what I'm talking about. And look at this, it's going to pay off. He's had so many of these interactions where if he did decide to cash out, it almost certainly would kill. But he's willing to just take the guaranteed like risk-averse damage, and then he believes he can win that next interaction, and it's paying off. He's up to 1-0.
Yes, indeed. You know, sometimes saving up on it. Maybe we did try to buffer, just didn't feel quite confident in that interaction. But it does pay off in the end, as you're saying anyways, because now you got that guarantee. Departure and potentially the final match point of the night here. Didn't get scooped on that parry. That was quite the threat from Stealth.
Crouch Pierce, that's in his favor. And not even necessarily from a damage perspective, but most importantly because it is resetting back to neutral, where JP again gets to just instill his will and just put up a proverbial maze for Mai to deal with as she tries to actually get something going close range.
Okay, we've got the drive rush to close the gap. Guess I'll fan toss.
Out of there, good drive gauge awareness there, using the drive parry to make sure that he's not on the losing end of that stick.
Still gonna get tossed. Still gonna take our turn. Thanks to that drive rush, though.
He's still got a liver.
Oh,
And
no!
he forces it. He's going to, yes. I love that. You know, I truly believe if SQUALL had actually gone for a jump button, like a jump attack, the hurt box would have gotten clipped by that fireball. So his choice to like empty jump, whether it was, you know, reading that fireball or not, ultimately was a sound strategy that literally won him that round.
Yeah, that was absolutely insane, that SQUALL. Even just took the patience to wait, right? Just see the interaction from Stealth as opposed to trying to make that charge.
Right, again, these throws are landing. Okay, no counter hit on the fan bounce. Just out of range, does not get to wail on that drive gauge a little bit more. The throw tech from SQUALL, making sure he does not get side switched here. Now we're back to neutral, and Stealth is looking pretty comfortable again. He just doesn't really, and the side switch is so cheap. The departure just covering both angles there, ensuring that he basically gets the jump in for free. Now here it is, the activated level 2. How can he mix? One.
God, the level 1. I had to hold my breath. I had to see.
Oh, man. And now it is tense. It's been getting more and more tight around the collar as Stealth is looking at potentially closing this set out here. The Amnesia wins back, and actually that was a huge opportunity there for SQUALL to just kind of screw up the conversion off of the Amnesia. It made it awkward so that Stealth couldn't get the pickup. Oh, but he actually bets it all here, and now he's maybe going a little aggro. Gets his back pushed to the wall here as he is in burnout, and this is looking bleak.
Yeah, absolutely. Stealth being in a burnout state. All these
Oh my,
that's a big opportunity.
he has to go for level 3. It's going to get his drive gauge back. He will still, he'll still be in kind of down position, I would say. There's a little bit of a life lead on Stealth's side, and we do have to worry about Amnesia.
Play. Hold that crouch 40. Are you kidding me? Trying to walk away, but not enough resources to finish the job.
And there it is. Ultimately, a misinput on SQUALL's part. The dropped combo means that he will fall short. Stealth making sure that conversion is more than enough damage. And he is going to be your CPT NA Midwest World Warrior #2 champion. Texas taking it home.
Changing it up a little bit here, of course. The first event was Hamad taking it with the Honda. We almost had a second Honda pull up for your champion, but this time around, $1 million character JP coming out on top in today's World Warrior Midwest. And quite a top 8, a little bit of a change up in the roster, but still strong competition nonetheless, because look, this Midwest region is some of the cream of the crop competition you're going to find out here for Capcom World Tour.
Yeah, incredibly strong. You know, I would say for a while there, the Midwest, you know, we're both from Midwest here. And for a while we were definitely, for a while we were definitely kind of, you know, fighting for our scraps at the table to prove our worth. And then, you know, partway through Street Fighter V, we started to get a little more recognition. We had, you know, really strong players show up at Capcom Cup, you know, at these majors, and that's carried over into Street Fighter VI, and people damn well know to put some respect on our name. And it is not, you know, coming up short at all in these brackets. We are getting great representation, and whomever does finally make it into Capcom Cup this year, they're going to do a great job, I'm sure. But we're not done yet. We're only in the #2. Number 3 is in a few weeks, so make sure that you guys are signing up. Keep it on your calendars. You don't want to miss out. And production, do we maybe have like a top 8 graphic we can take a look at to have like a rundown to see who all?